we don't need a mayor to dictate to us and tell us who should be running our public school system. We want individuals who have been trained in education. We do not want Wall Street individuals who have made a lot of money and caused the collapse of our financial system to come into the system now and take over the Department of Education because they see this large sum of money in our state education budget of $22 billion and now attempt to erode these funds when they are so desperately needed to bring every child in New York City up to a proficient level of education.
What is the objective of the mayor?
Well, he wants to run schools like corporations. That's what we've seen. His behavior has shown us that he views the schools as a business and that it's only business types that can run the system. And we are saying that we need educators because while he's giving us all these statistics about how children are doing so much better in certain areas, he's hiding the real statistics behind what is really happening in the schools. There is no transparency about what's happening. He is giving us his spin on what's happening in the system, and we don't believe that the kids are really doing better. There are public schools that are outstanding in this city, and we're saying that some of those public schools need to be looked at and used as a model for bringing all of those low-performing public schools that are not meeting standards up to level so that they can begin to emulate some of the things that's going on in some of these special public schools that do well, but you never hear anything about that. We also need to be going back to Albany, demanding of this state legislature that there has to be some provisions in place that give parents a real voice, not a kangaroo court where you have the PEP that is controlled by the mayor and we go and we pour our hearts out and say, this is not a good provision, you should not make these kinds of changes to the system, only to have them look at us and decide to do whatever they want to do, and we don't really have a voice. That is not what I call giving parents in the community a real voice in decision making.
Bloomberg's not our man, because he's the public school mayor.
Since the onset of Mayoral Control, we have seen the disenfranchisement of communities and parents, that the Wall Street big shots have taken over this school system, and it's all about a bottom line. It can't be about a bottom line. It has to be about our children. This system needs educators in the system who understand what it is to educate kids. We do not need the Wall Street corporate types telling us what education should be all about, deciding who should be working in the Department of Education. They are getting rid of educators to bring in people off of Wall Street who have no idea about education, who are receiving six figures. They're paying these individuals $200,000 and $300,000, and they are not even touching your children or talking to your children, but they're making boatloads of money off of this system at the expense of your children. Also at the expense of these children having their transportation passes taken away. At some point, we have to say enough is enough. We need to be unified. We can't be over in corners talking about this. We need to be unified because this man needs to understand that he can't fight off everybody in New York City. We won't be bought and bossed by this man because we want fairness for all of the communities in this city. We want all school systems to look alike. We want to make sure that we have the best for every community, not for just some communities. And we do not want you to come into our communities and close down our community schools to open up a way for people to make a lot of money at the expense of our kids. And so I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, that we need to stay the course. We need to make sure that this mayor understands that we will not roll and fold and that he will be gone before we will. Thank you.